Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Please be quiet and courteous to others and silence your cell phones now.
You who were formed by the heat of the galaxy. What a thing to be, both unique and familiar. To be one and the same. And still unlike any other.
Welcome back to the movie experience. I'm your host, Mr. A&D, and this time on the movie experience, we gonna, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this movie that really wasn't really a movie. It was an album, and what I'm talking about is the newest, now trending on Disney Plus, Black is King by Beyonce. So when I first heard Black is King, the first thing I thought of was a couple things that came to my mind. I was like, I remember her doing something like this called, with Lemonade. And it was a visual album. I was like, at first I thought it was going to be something like Moonwalker. Because I really didn't know what Black is King was going to be. I just thought it was going to be, that she was going to do something very pro-black, and I was just going to be down. So I had no problem with that. Then when I watched, I was like, oh wait, so this is the whole Lion King album from 2019? It's a visual album of the whole Lion King soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. And I have to say, man, it blew me away. So I'm gonna get to the good. I really don't find too much bad. And
not the beehive around.
Yeah, well, I'm scared of, but you know what I'm saying. But and of course, it makes some spoilers for it. But first off, so the good of being with Black is King is that this is just very authentic African culture. Like, this is not a play up. This is not, you got some actors. This is like, I believe that Beyonce's on set for this. Mm-hmm. Yes. And she directed this also.
Yep.
Okay.
And it goes to each song on the Lion King soundtrack. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying this right now. This Black is King was better than a Lion King movie.
Oh, wow.
In my personal opinion.
I enjoyed it more than the movie, I'll say that.
I enjoyed it way better more than they did in the movie. And actually, when I was over, I asked Lady Sketch, I was like, damn, why couldn't Kendrick do this for Black Panther? Because that would have been dope too. Because Kendrick doing the, we'll probably get into the reason what Beyonce said about that later. So she had various cameos in there. Kendrick Lamar was he rapped in there. I don't know if I seen him in there, but he definitely rapped in there. Hove was in there. Kelly Rowland was in there. Her mom was in there. Blue Ivy, who is not. First of all, I thought she was 6 because they kept telling me 6. I'm like, that girl's not 6. But when they said
she's older,
yeah,
she's 8 going on 32.
Yeah, like for real. Jay-Z's son is in there that he can't deny if he tried. Okay.
Lil Sir is a mini Jay-Z.
Yes, facing
lips and everything.
Bro, he got the same bruised purple lips and everything.
Everything.
He a baby. He's a light skinned Jay-Z. Like, should you see me like this? Oh, ho. Yeah, like, cause I'm sorry, Jay-Z is not an attractive guy like that. And I'm just sorry, and then, but you put him in baby form, just like, oh, he gonna grow up. It's like that when they do the whole movie in 20 years, his son's gonna play him, just like O'Shea played Ice Cube.
O'Shea look more like Ice Cube than Ice Cube.
Exactly. Yeah. So the representation of himself. So it goes to the whole album. Very beautiful. Beyonce proves why she is still the best musical artist out there today. Because, like I said, I always call Beyonce. She is of status. I'm not, because Beyonce is Beyonce. She don't have to follow nobody else. But when it comes status wise, she is that Michael Jackson of our time. Of this time right here, because she is just big and creative, and like I said, and a dancer and everything like that. So all that was visually beautiful, and like I said, you're going through the whole Lion King soundtrack, and I found it to be very dope. Some of my favorite songs from the, hold on, actually I'm gonna pull it up right now. That was in there. I gotta think, because I want to make sure I get the list right, because I don't want to get any of these songs wrong. The track listing.
What are you looking for? Which one are you talking about?
What was it? Was it Brown Skin or
the one with Kelly where she hugged her?
Yeah,
that's Brown Skin Girl.
Brown Skin Girl was I love Brown Skin Girl, and I like how with the visual album they was kind of acting out the movie throughout the album.
You know what I just found out?
What did you find out?
The blue man that we kept seeing.
Rafiki?
No, the one that was like dancing next to her in the parking lot scene. Next to her,
he was in like almost all the videos.
Yes, he was supposed to be Simba's subconscious.
Oh.
The Mola.
Did not know that neither. That's deep.
That's why I'm looking for more information so we get kind of a better look into it.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. See, and then ladies, catch watch my attention that Beyonce was using actual African rappers. And,
nice.
Yeah, and music personnel from actual Africa. You know what I'm saying? In these videos, because I was like, I don't know who that is. But gave them the platform to showcase their talent, stuff like that. And like I said, throughout the it's telling a whole story, almost kind of like Moonwalker, but better. And yes, I said this is coming from a Mike fan. You know what I'm saying? But Black is King destroys Moonwalker, but having the story go through, leading up to the different music videos and leading up stuff like that, I thought this whole thing was done beautifully, and it's some of the best things I've seen on Disney Plus this year. Lady Sketch, can I get your opinion on it?
Well, I just want to lead by saying I don't want anybody listening to this to be like, she's just saying that because she like Beyonce. I like Beyonce. I am not, however, a member of a card-carrying member of the Beehive kind of thing. I respect her artistry and her work, and I appreciate the work that she's been doing in the past 5 or so years, I'll say, where she has decided to incorporate different elements and subsets of Black American culture, African culture, her Creole heritage, things like that. I appreciate that she's doing that, because Lemonade and the visuals and everything from that were inspired by Daughters of the Dust. If you don't know what Daughters of the Dust is, go look it up. It's a movie by Julie, I believe her name is Julie Dash. Don't quote me, because I don't know why her name is at the top of my brain, but I appreciate that, and I know it sounds like it's a butt coming, but it's not really. I'm just prefacing this. I liked Black is King. I did not know what to expect going in. I was right, it's Julie Dash. So I did not know what to expect going in, because I didn't really read up on what it was. I just knew that people kept saying it was a visual album, and I really didn't put much thought into it, because I was like, I'll watch it eventually anyway. But I should have realized as soon as they announced it was on Disney Plus that it was the visual album for Lion King and not just some visual album she was doing. So I think that helped with it a lot. I liked all the visually, it was beautiful. Like from the outfits to the choreography to the different inspirations he pulled from, whether it was Lion King. We got some Coming to America tributes in there. We got some allusion to like Bible stories in there, where Moses being put in the basket.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
In the river. It was really great. I've heard folks who are from the continent, the motherland, if you want to call it, that say that they appreciated that she showed a different side of the continent, because when Africa is depicted, you get a lot of it's a lot of mess. Like, you have to drive. I would imagine it's just like here in the city. You may be going to somewhere that will be considered a hood or a slum or whatever you want to call it around the world, but you gotta drive past some nice stuff to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere don't look like that.
You're right.
So I appreciated that. I appreciated, because everybody writes think pieces now, but the one thing I did see a lot were there were quite a few Christians on my timeline that was just like, this is scary, this is demonic, why is she so obsessed with African cultures and religions and things like that. And then people took the time to run down the parallels. People just like, why does she have this water ritual, and what's with this and that? And I was just like, listen, in today's society, a lot of folks get upset about a lot of things. But I think that in some cases, and this is not just exclusive to Beyonce at all, in some cases, I think people have forgotten the phrase that everything ain't for everybody. If it's not something that you saw the visuals for this, advertisement for this, you had to have some kind of idea where this might be going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you watched it in the first minute, like, this is not for me. You can't watch the whole thing and then be like, well, I'm offended.
Right.
I mean, again, it's one thing if you're doing something that is literally degrading a culture or a race or ethnicity of people. Like, I'm not saying don't be upset if somebody runs up and calls you the N-word, or you're watching a show that is very degrading to black people or women or Hispanic people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if this is something that is, especially art, that is meant to be subjective, you can't come and project your personal life experiences and beliefs on it and then be like, well, it was garbage, or it was offensive, or it was scary, because it's not something that you personally agree with. That's just my personal thought. You can be, I'll give you an example. You may or may not have heard about the Cardi and Meg video that came out.
Don't talk about it too much.
I'm not talking about anything. But I heard somebody earlier say, it's one thing to say you're disgusted. It's another thing to say you're offended when you chose to click on this video and watch it.
Cause you knew what you was getting at when you see the thumbnail.
But I say, you know what you was getting when you heard it was Cardi and Meg. Like, you knew it was going to be some other stuff. It was going to be some next level stuff. It's not like, I guarantee you they're not playing this video on MTV at 10 a.m., okay?
Cam.
If you,
Too much water in that video. Too much water.
You went and sought this video out on YouTube and then was just like, well, I'm offended.
Good.
Okay. I mean, listen, you can feel how you want to feel.
I guarantee you this, though. Their pants ain't.
I'm sick of you.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
But I feel like it's kind of the same thing here. Whether you want to call it that or not, the Cardi and Meg video is art that is subjective. If it's not for you, it's not for you. The same thing with Black is King. But back to my personal feelings on it. I'm sorry. I thoroughly enjoyed it because that was part of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked that it was just a retelling of The Lion King, essentially through the soundtrack. I liked that she took the time to showcase other artists who are from all over the continent and are some of like the biggest names that don't necessarily get the notoriety over here.
Mm-hmm.
But because America is very fickle with its music.
Yes.
So I personally, like, as a fan of Afrobeats and Afropop and things like that, I was like, this is great. Even showcasing artists that are not African, but are like from the continent African, but are not as big, like Tierra Whack from Philly. She's in there. She's on the My Power song. You know, there are smaller artists. Even the guy that was in Blue, he's a Afrobeats artist, who is also making music, not as big an artist, but still now has a platform because of Black is King. So I appreciate that aspect of it. I'm always here for moving the culture forward. Now, the only thing I can't speak to is being an African that is connected to the culture from the continent and how personally they feel. I can't speak to that. So I have heard some Africans who were not happy with it. I can't say anything to that. But that I think that's different than the whole offended thing. So overall, I would say check it out. If it's not something that you feel like might be upsetting to you, it's worth a watch.
I'm going to sit here and say this. My grade for Black is King is what I felt when I seen Megan Cardi. It's a complete nerdgasm, okay? Dude. So, I'm saying, no, seriously.
And you got space at your house for him to sleep. I'm so
I
sorry.
was going to kick him out too. I was like, I tell the dad jokes when that was bad.
But no, seriously, it's a complete nerdgasm. It's great. One of the, like I said, one of the best things I've seen on Disney Plus this year. I recommend.
Nice.
Huh?
No, I'm saying nice.
Yeah, and I recommend you go see that. Don't waste your time with Transformers. Go ahead, check out Black is King on Disney Plus. It's really good. And like I said, honestly, I enjoyed it better. It's only 85 minutes long, but I enjoyed that better than how they did the live action Lion King. And not saying it's bad because it was the same movie as the original, but it just wasn't. You know, did this
Less Childish Gambino.
Yo, he was in Black is King. His voiceover, I was just like, my God.
Yeah, I feel like, especially hearing the voiceovers without seeing the actual movie, I was just like, it was not it.
So, always like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you guys join the the Pop Culture Playground on the Nerd Culture Studios. And once again, this is NC, a place to be. Choice Homeless A&D. I'll see you at the movies.